Hi, I'm Anthony Torres, and welcome to Mondays with Maria.
Start your week, getting to know. It's all here on Mondays with Maria.
Presented by Addition Financial Credit Union, here's OCPS Superintendent Dr. Maria Vasquez.
Hi everyone, Raheem Jones, Executive Leader over Elementary Schools, is here with me today. Raheem, it's so nice to have you.
Thank you for having me this morning.
So today we are going to continue our conversation around the power of public education and what sets OCPS apart, all of the wonderful programs that we have.
There is a lot that OCPS offers that you may not find in a charter school or even in a private school. And I'm happy to report that our elementary schools are definitely delivering.
I know, they are just amazing, and they really provide a lot for our families. So I have visited quite a number of elementary schools over the years, and there are amazing things everywhere. Things are happening like, I love this, chess club. Let's take a look.
We have schools from throughout the district here to participate in our end-of-year district chess tournament. Anyone from grades K all the way up to 12th grade competing against other schools within the district. It's having fun.
The most that I like about chess is the fact that you have to strategize, to look ahead and make sure that you're not in check and focus on the game.
Chess positively improves your life by giving you those critical thinking and problem-solving skills to implement them in your daily life. And I noticed that as students start with you, as they progress, they get a little bit more independent because they're constantly having to think 3 moves, 4 moves ahead.
Amazing. And when you are there in person, seeing these children from kindergarten playing chess, it just brings chills.
Oh, I love seeing this when I go to the competitions, just to start exactly in kindergarten all the way up through middle school and high school. So it's important that our kids are learning about problem solving skills, they're learning about critical thinking skills, and I think I would lose against a kindergarten student if I was playing chess.
Yeah, I know I would. All right, so another amazing program that we have in Orange County Public Schools is our 2-way dual language program. That's a mouthful. And it begins in our voluntary pre-kindergarten classrooms. Let's take a look.
Es un capullo. PPK is ages usually 4 to 5. Sometimes they'll come in 3, they'll turn 4 with us. But if they start this young, they're like sponges and they just absorb all of that language.
It's like fun because I get to like learn 2 languages, and then if people speak those 2 languages, I can talk to them in the other languages.
I think this program is so important for the future of the students because it gives them more opportunities. And these kids some of them are trilingual, multilingual. They're having all of these opportunities open for them for the future.
Y recuerda que una palabra descriptiva, ¿qué es lo que hace?
I love that. Our students, so young, learning a second language, and in some cases, a third language.
Oh, I think the power of the dual language program, it's not only teaching our kids to be bilingual, but also biliterate.
Yes, absolutely. And those programs have incredible results, like you said, in various aspects, and it's a high demand program. So I'm so thankful that we have those offerings for our parents.
And we can't forget about Rock Your School.
Oh, well, let's take a look.
Ready to roar into learning today. Yes, well, welcome.
Today for Rock Your School, we have a jungle theme, and so we are doing a STEM project. All of my students are animals.
This is our jungle, and we're trying to save our animal friends by doing a bridge.
Work together to come up with a design first.
You get to have fun when you're learning, so it makes school more fun.
I believe it's important for the kids to have fun while they are learning. That way it sticks more in their memory. They'll remember it for a long time.
Talk about project-based learning. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
I love to see the energy in schools on that day for Rock Your School because it just makes learning fun. And what I want to see is that we just make sure that we're having fun all year long in our classroom.
And you know, we go beyond the academics. Let's take a look at the Amazing Shake at Village Park Elementary.
Amazing Shake is learning conversation skills, learning how to speak properly in front of people, interviews, you know, just learning life skills.
We talk about the themes of Amazing Shake, which would be poise, confidence, humility, humor, all of those things we incorporate into our weekly lessons.
They're teaching us this, and then we get to compete in it, which makes it even more fun to learn.
Today was all about narrowing down our top 32 students to our top 5. So we start with Work the Room, which is round 1, and it's basically more of a conversational round where they are networking, they're having conversations with adults. And then the second round that we do is called the Gauntlet, which is more station-based, where we give them situations and scenarios where they're testing all of their Amazing Shake skills that they've learned and applying them to different scenarios. So we did the fishbowl round this year. The fishbowl round is where they're pulling a question out of a bowl, and it's on the spot. They have to think very quickly.
But I didn't give up. I kept going, and that helped me.
And then we go from there to the lunch round, observing their manners, their behaviors, are they helping others? And then the last round is the final impression round, which they all get the same question.
People like people with confidence. When you have confidence and you act like the boss, the king, you are the boss, you are the king. What you think you are, that's what you are.
You know, it's great to see that we are teaching our children those soft skills that our businesses are saying they want to see in their employees, and the confidence they exude as a result of this activity.
I love Giovanni's reaction in the video about being the boss. But I think what it goes back to is just making sure those life skills that kids are learning of how to communicate, how to respond to one another, so that if they learn this now as students, they're going to learn it. They're going to carry this on with them when they're adults.
I couldn't agree more.
And we're teaching service learning. Let's take a look at Palm Lake Elementary.
We're here because we're celebrating Thanksgiving. So we're coming to Brookdale to visit the residents.
Hi, what are you thankful for?
The students that came to visit today are part of our Kids Who Care Service Learning Club, and so we have students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And so 6 times a year we come out and visit the residents of Brookdale, which is our neighbor assisted living facility, and we come and bring some good cheer to them. Today we're asking the residents what they were thankful for. Did a little turkey dancing to bring some smile and joy to the residents.
They're so sweet at the way they ask their questions. You know, they're so professional, and it's so cute. We had great conversations with some of them. I am delighted with them.
Just warms my heart seeing how we are giving back to the community, and you know, that interaction with the retirees, it also just makes them feel special, right?
The smiles on the residents' faces as the children are singing and dancing and interacting with them, that's what this is about. It's really about how do we teach the whole child.
And we have service learning across our district. So I'm just so thankful that we have these incredible programs, and it's a result of the great teachers we have in our classrooms. We also have wonderful professional development opportunities for our teachers, so let's take a look.
This is a national course that happens all across the country, and we are lucky enough to have one right here in Central Florida in partnership with the Central Florida ORF chapter.
Yeah, good job.
It really focuses on the whole child. It focuses on the 4 pillars of singing, saying, moving, and playing. Teachers come back over and over again because it brings so much joy to their students. They walk away with so many resources that they can implement in their classroom on day one, but it also builds a community for them within professional development where they are working with teachers from around the district, and then they have the opportunity to have that network of teachers that they can rely on in their tribe throughout the school year that they can lean on for support.
Yeah, I don't know that many individuals outside of the school system understand that teachers are always learning and perfecting their craft. And so this is just one example.
Exactly, and what they learn from those trainings and those professional opportunities enhances their own skills, and they can give back to their students.
Yeah, it's great. And there's even more that happens during our Summer Instructional Leadership event. Let's take a look.
Leadership Institute is a day full of opportunities for them to learn from their colleagues, to learn from experts, develop some common language, and really kick off the learning for the upcoming year.
It's our opportunity to hear best practices across the district. We can find out what worked out in different schools, how they implemented it, and then we can come together as an administration team to discuss how we see this fitting within our school and our culture, but then we have the actual presenters who did this work be able to share some of their lessons learned, so then we can go in and just dive in, and then we also have a point of contact throughout the year that we can go back and refer to if we wanted to learn a little bit more.
The reason why it's important for us to pour into our administrators and our principals is that good principals have good schools, great principals have great schools, and we all know that the teacher has the most impact on that student, and that teacher cannot be successful without a knowledgeable and supportive instructional leader.
That is amazing to see so many of our leaders participating in professional development as well.
And what I love is that our administrators have an opportunity to collaborate on best practices and talk about what's working in their schools and also the challenges they've overcome in order to implement those changes in their schools.
Yeah. You know, we could go on and on. Orange County Public Schools is all about preparing, inspiring, and empowering our students. You can find more of these stories on the slice.ocps.net or check out bigfutures.ocps.net. Raheem, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We will have more on our podcast. Just go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for Mondays with Maria. Have a great week.
For an extended conversation on today's topic, listen to the Mondays with Maria podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. Mondays with Maria is presented by Addition Financial Credit Union. Count us in for every step of your financial journey. Learn more at additionfi.com. For more OCPS news and information, visit theslice.ocps.net. I'm your announcer, Emily Hannon, a student at Audubon Park School. Thanks for watching and have a great week!